This is the Testosterone Podcast with Noel, Keith, and Steve. And now, brace yourself for greatness.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 40 of the Testosterone Podcast. This is Steve, and I'm back with my buddies, Noel and Keith. How you doing, guys?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I hear that it's getting a little chilly down there in Texas.
We're trying to compete with Alaska.
Yeah?
Yeah, really.
Bring it. You know, I was up in Anchorage yesterday. We had 4 inches of snow with a couple hours of sleet on top of it, so it was slippery ride to the airport yesterday. It was sort of fun.
I don't mind. I just don't like the ice. I don't mind the give me some cold. Give me some. We're so sick of it. I don't know. Noel, do you all have like a bad fly problem this year? We've had so many flies. I'm so ready for the freeze to get rid of those suckers.
Well, we always have mosquitoes, as you know. So, yeah, I don't think it's been any worse than previous years, but the year after Harvey, or that summer after Harvey, oh my gosh, it was horrendous. So
I can imagine.
But
they were having a conversation, smoking cigarettes. How you doing, mate? That kind of.
They actually had the military came and sprayed, like with I've got a video of like one of the cargo airplanes like spraying the mosquitoes.
That's crazy.
I know, man. It was bizarre, but
no kidding.
It was pretty bad. It was needed because, man, there were mosquitoes everywhere. So yeah, tomorrow morning. It's supposed to feel like 28. It's supposed to be above freezing, but the winds are supposed to be like 20, 30 miles an hour, and it's supposed to feel like 28. So I'm really dreading that. So
that's terrible. The winds would get you, and it's the. We're getting chilly, but I don't think our winds are supposed to be that bad. That's what's going to get you.
Yeah.
It seems like y'all had it was an incredibly hot summer for y'all down there. So it seems like y'all be a little excited about this cold weather.
Cold is fine. Like cooler is fine, I should say. Cold is not. Cold, at least for me, it's all personal taste. But man, I get a little cold weather and I'm good for a long, long time. So I'm not a big fan. I think I've been here so long that I've kind of turned off by cold weather. But anyway,
there's a reason we live in Texas, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you.
So
I guess it kind of you get used to it, though. I mean, when you're up there, huh, Steve?
Yeah, you really do. It's I remember when we moved up here almost a year ago. A heavy jacket was pretty mandatory, no matter where you went, and you threw on the gloves and yesterday I was wearing a medium weight jacket and a t-shirt underneath, and I felt pretty comfortable. So yeah, I guess your blood thickens up or whatever, and so it's not as harsh feeling because we haven't got to the worst part of it yet. So, and
I was waiting for you to say Bermuda shorts and a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, I know when we move to Anchorage, it'll be much harsher up there, and we saw it a little bit. I mean, it's every single day we were there, we had to chip ice off the rental car. So that gets old, by the way.
I bet it does. Well,
we are going to. This is kind of a shorter episode this week. We've got a lot going on between now and the holidays, and so we have basically 2 more podcasts until. Can you believe it? Until Thanksgiving. What's up with that?
That's crazy,
man. Jeez.
And then after that, we'll have one more episode that's going to be kind of a wrapping up of the Pick 5 Challenge week. And we'll probably take a little kind of a break over the Christmas holidays. We're going to have a little special episode in there that we'll kind of talk about a little bit later. But basically 3 major episodes until Christmas. And so we're on the downhill stretch for the end of the year, boys.
Yeah.
Goodness. Where's the year gone?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it really has.
Just when I got used to writing 18 on everything. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't like writing 8s though. Like I have to do like the 2 circles because I can't do the continuous loop for some reason. It looks like a 9 or a retarded looking 9. And so I do the 2 circles. I do the snowman, I guess.
Okay.
Huh. I don't. I'm a figure 8. I'm a figure 8 kind of guy.
Oh, that's funny.
No, you're much more coordinated than I
Noel,
am.
I'm so good.
crazy. I don't. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with the two circle thing, snowman approach to life, but
It's everybody's different, man.
exactly.
Left-handers slant their cursive the opposite way. I always thought I was different because I'm left-handed and I tried to do it the right way, and everybody asked what was wrong with me. So I understand.
Yeah. Now I regret even bringing that up.
Well, the problem is now for the rest of the year, that's my challenge, is to make two circles.
Yeah. You realize and be thanking me for how much easier that
They're going to
is.
be like, dang it, he was right.
Yeah. You're welcome in advance.
Brilliant.
Well, I think hold on. I think before we get into the pick five, I think we should do a quick tribute to Stan Lee, who passed away today. This is recorded on Monday, the 12th, and I'm not a big comic book fan, but I'm certainly I certainly enjoy the Marvel movies, and I was listening to a tribute that was done for him, or just kind of reading some of the tweets and stuff from different people all around that commented on his life, and that dude left quite a legacy, and think about all the things he created, and without him we wouldn't have like Spider-Man and Iron Man and Thor and the Avengers, and it's amazing. The guy had quite a creative mind. So
yeah, no kidding. And, it's funny it wasn't funny, but interesting that one of the last tweets that went out from his website was, thank you to all of Americans veterans for your service. Fun fact, Stan's official U.S. Army title during World War II was playwright. Kind of interesting. So
wow.
They posted that yesterday. So pretty neat. And I mean, I know it wasn't him, but his page. So pretty cool that, he served the military, but then, like you say, he's created a completely other universe. So he was a hero in his own right, being in the military, since we're recording this on Veterans Day. And in addition, he's created a lot of hope for a lot of people. And, he was so ahead of his time, not only doing things like, Captain Marvel and such, but he came up with Black Panther, Black Widow. I mean, he made, Captain Marvel as far as the female version, where, he was really ahead of his time, making sure that there were women of power. There were people of different races, of different ethnic groups that were, it was definitely not the whitewash, I guess you could say, of others. And so he was really in the forefront of that change, and making sure that everybody had somebody that they could root for. So here's to you, Dan. You're awesome.
95 years. That's quite a life. He left quite a legacy. So
making people happy,
pretty cool.
Man.
So
yeah, it really is. Good call, Noel. And Excelsior to you, Stanley. That was your battle cry.
Yeah.
So let's hear about it, Steve. How was the week?
Well, as we look at picks, well, first of all, Red Raiders took another tough one on the chin, and it's tough to beat the University of Texas when you're playing for your third string quarterback and he can't hang on to the football. So
three or four drives, he just drove down the field, was about to score, and just dropped the ball, or threw an interception, or both. So it was pretty frustrating.
Certainly, it's not something for Texas to be proud of, though, because despite all the turnovers we had, we still had a chance to win the game.
Yeah, so
pretty ugly game.
It really was. And I mean, that's the second time out of the last three home games we played with a third string quarterback versus Texas. Pretty sad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Kind of hard to win when you got kind of luck.
Yeah.
And like you say, though, for that to be that sloppy and still be able to come back, and almost win that game. So I was out dancing with my wife, so I'm kind of glad I actually enjoyed time with her for her birthday. So
yeah, you chose well. Yes. Chose well.
Yeah, I think so.
So we're about 3 weeks left in the regular season before championship games start and all that stuff. Then bowl season after that. As we look at our backup teams, we are still in the same rankings. All three of our teams won this past weekend, and Alabama's still number 1, Clemson number 2, and Georgia's still at number 5. And it's crazy. There's still 3 teams undefeated. Alabama, Clemson, and Notre Dame, and then there's Michigan and Georgia and a couple other teams right there at 9-1, and Oklahoma's still in it. West Virginia's still in it. So should be fun few weeks to watch. Some big games coming up, and so let's talk about how we did this past week. So, I thought these were going to be some tough games, but apparently everybody pretty much mastered this. We had 14 people go 5-0 on last week's games,
Jeez.
including Keith and Noel, and I came in at a paltry 3 wins. But wow, 14 people went 5-0, and it's ridiculous.
Just when I thought I was like, cool.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
He tells me this on Sunday, like, oh, that's really great.
Yeah. Me and 13 others. Yay.
Yeah, well, that really sets me apart.
That's like winning the lotto and splitting it 1,000 ways or something, you know?
You get $1, I get $1.
I need it by myself.
Man.
But for the season, Dr. Ryan still leads. Actually has a 3-game lead now over my dad and Mike Ray.
Cool.
And Ryan has 42 games won and 13 losses. That's pretty impressive. I never thought he had that in him. But
he's got an eye for this.
Sorry, I caught that late. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on that one. That's awesome.
Right.
Well, I mean, on the bright side, I figure he may be a little bit busier towards the end of the year with people doing deductibles.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe he won't pay attention to research.
Yeah. He appears to have a lot of free time these days. So.
Oh, man. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're ready. Go for it.
All
We
right.
digress.
And I can promise you it's going to be a little bit tougher picks because with 3 weeks left in the pick 5, I've picked some tougher games because I find it's time for us to separate from the pack. So, you ready to hear about it?
Do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Pick 5 challenge.
All right, so let's talk games for this week. First game out of the ACC is Syracuse versus Notre Dame, and that game's actually going to be played at Yankee Stadium, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. The next game is out of the Big Ten, Northwestern at Minnesota.
Mm.
Out of the Big 12, we have Iowa State at Texas.
Oh, mercy.
Out of the Pac-12, we have Arizona State at Oregon.
Arizona State.
And
you said?
Yeah, Arizona State at Oregon.
Okay.
And then out of the SEC, we have Missouri at Tennessee. So I don't think any of these, maybe Notre Dame, I don't think any of these are clear choices.
So this is going to be tricky.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I tell you what, Noel, we'll put the pressure on you to go first. We'll start the ACC game. Syracuse versus Notre Dame. Who do you have?
I'm going to pick Notre Dame, man. Those guys are good this year.
Yeah.
And they're I don't know if y'all saw their uniforms this weekend, but it was pretty Oregon type.
Oh, very bright and colorful, huh?
Oh my gosh, man. Bright green, but interesting. Anyway, Notre Dame.
Okay.
All right. Keith, who do you have there?
Fighting Irish for me.
All right. I think this is the only easy pick or easier pick out of these, so I'll take Notre Dame as well. I think Syracuse is probably going to scare them in the first half, but they're just too good to lose.
I agree.
So, Keith, we'll take you at the Big Ten, Northwestern at Minnesota.
Wow, this is a tough one. I think that honestly, Northwestern has been turning a lot of heads this year. They've got a pretty good coach. They just beat number 21 Iowa, and have really held good with a lot of teams. So I think that I'm going to go. I mean, they lost to Notre Dame by 10, but they beat Wisconsin that was ranked, Michigan State that was ranked. Barely Michigan squeaked by them by 3 points. So I'm going Northwestern.
Wow. If I didn't know any better, Keith knew these games in advance. You know a lot more about this team than I do.
I was looking at Northwestern over the weekend because I was pretty blown away that they'd done so good. So, yeah.
Yeah. For me, this is a tough one because, they're playing at Minnesota. Minnesota hasn't been half bad this year, but I've noticed that they've had some big games and some tough losses. I think Northwestern is going to try to finish their season all strong with a couple wins here. So I'm going to take Northwestern as well.
Yeah.
And Noel, who do you have?
I'm going to go with Northwestern as well. every time I pick Minnesota, they've lost. So that's really the only reason that I'm picking them. But every time I pick Minnesota, they lose. So
the only reason he picked him before was so he could say the name.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And so I'm over that.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever gotten over the loss from the bowl game that we beat them in several years ago, whenever that was.
Yeah.
We came back and won.
That's right.
They're still hurting from that.
Yeah, it's because of us still licking their wounds.
You're welcome.
Yep, deep wounds.
I'll start off with Iowa State at Texas. I don't know why Texas is ranked higher than Iowa State, other than the fact that they're Texas.
That's the only reason.
I guess the thing is, I've sort of refused to believe that Iowa State's much better than the Tech program is right now. But at this point, it's very clear that they are. They've looked dominant the last few weeks, and I think they're going to catch everybody's attention and go into Austin and beat Texas. So I'm taking Iowa State.
Good stuff.
All right.
No, who do you have there?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Iowa State too, more just because I can't stomach picking Texas for anything. So
yeah,
it's out of spite.
Yeah, well, totally understandable.
Yeah.
Keith, who do you have there?
I'm going to pick Iowa State also. I think it'll be a closer game in Austin than it would be if they played it in Iowa, but I still think they're going to pull it out. I don't think Texas is good. I mean, like I say, for us with a third string quarterback to tie them in the fourth quarter, Iowa State just makes when they were playing us, I felt like our offense was in slow motion compared to their defense.
No kidding.
And so I don't think they'll be any different with Texas's offense.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, Noel, we'll take you to the Pac-12, Arizona State at Oregon. Who do you have here?
I'm going to go with Arizona State.
Okay. Keith, who do you have?
I think they're playing in Oregon, so I'm going to go Oregon.
Okay.
That's really the only reason I'm going to go with Oregon is I'm going with home team.
Feeling ducky, are you?
Yeah, quacky.
As I look at the last few times we've had Oregon as one of the games, and they've actually made several appearances this season, I'm looking at it every single time I picked Oregon, they've lost. And there was one time that I picked their opponent to win, and guess what? Oregon won. So I'm convinced that this is going to be a loss for me no matter what. So I'm at the best going 4-1 this season or this week. So, but I am Oregon's pissed me off, so I'm taking Arizona State.
There you go, Oregon. Win.
It's your Minnesota.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the win, though. I appreciate you letting me get that win.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Keith, it's going to be at the best. Me and Noel are tied for first or tied for last, one of the two. And we do have one more game here out of the SEC, Missouri at Tennessee. Keith, who do you have here?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So Missouri at Tennessee, and they're playing at Tennessee. So, okay.
Yep.
So I really don't know, honestly, enough about either one of these teams to be educated to make even a guess on this.
They're both pretty bad, aren't they?
They're not great. So Missouri, and they're both, well, we laugh because what's Tech's rank?
Yeah, right.
Missouri 4. Tennessee is 5-5. I guess I'm just going to go with Missouri.
Okay. All righty. Well, I noticed that Tennessee's won, I think, a couple games in a row, and they beat somebody that I didn't expect them to beat, but right now I can't remember who that is last weekend. But I don't know. For some reason, I think Tennessee doesn't like losing at home, so for that reason, I'm gonna take Tennessee.
Yeah, they beat Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah.
There you go.
At home.
Somewhere Daryl's crying.
Yeah.
All right, Noel, who do you have?
I'm going with Tennessee as well. I had them circled, so I think they're that win over Kentucky. That win over Kentucky was impressive, but it was good.
Yeah,
they beat Auburn too. So
yeah, and Auburn beat A&M.
Yeah,
not that has anything to do with anything, but it's just fun to say.
Great. I thought it was fun. as long as it's something about be defeating A&M, bring it up, man.
Betcha.
It's cool. It's like a free pass on this podcast for sure.
All the time. All right.
So anyway, that's this week's picks.
Very good. Very good. Well, good luck, everybody.
Yeah. So after dinner tonight, guys, my wife asked me if I could clear the table. You know what I said?
No idea.
Okay.
I need a running start, but I think I can make it.
Oh, my
yeah. Hold on. There it is. Switch tabs. But anyway. So we've officially moved into the joke hour, or joke portion of the big show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might actually tell one that's funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, guys, do you know why you should never trust a train?
Don't know. Why can't you ever trust a train?
Because they have locomotives.
That is good stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Keith is frantically searching for a joke.
I've got a couple. But I just want to tell you all this little research story I heard about.
Mm-hmm.
Scientists, they got together to study the effects of alcohol in a person's walk, and the results were staggering.
I always love where Keith is telling a joke because he semi-laughs as he's starting. It's hilarious to me.
I don't even try. I just I know that you're going to say that, and I can't stop myself.
Keith, for the next combo show, you really should go back and pull all the beginning of your jokes because he's right. There does this little
make that
every single one, man. Well, that wraps up episode 40, right?
That's
a shorter episode today, but still, we got pick 5 in and some painful jokes. We made it.
We did it.
Short but sweet and petite.
That's right.
So, thanks for joining us, everybody, for episode 40, and look forward to next time. Take care.
Next time.
Later.
Next time. Bye-bye.
Ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding.
Hey, thanks again for listening to the Testosterone Zone. We sure had a blast visiting with you. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, leave us some feedback, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
All Testosterone Zone podcast episodes are written and produced by Noel, Keith, and Steve unless otherwise noted.
The opinions expressed in the Testosterone Zone podcast are our own and not those of our employers, families, parents, kids, dogs, cats, your mom, or any other entity Noel, Keith, or Steve are affiliated with now, in the past, or in the future, or ever.